All right, let's get started. So my first one that I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. And if I could find it, here we go. Okay, so is Canva. And I use Canva pretty much for everything. As you can see, I've made a lot of graphics. And what I use this for is for the really sort of professional style graphics. I try to make them professional. Sometimes they're duds and I don't use them, but they're still on here. So you can customize however you want. I make a lot of my flash sale stuff on here. So you can see like this one was a flash sale. This one was a collection. I did a hydrating mask one. I never used it because then they recalled it. So, and then, you know, something like this is really popular. I've done this. You can do this with any eye look that you create or a look in general that you create. And I just try to make it as far as like something that's helpful for people. So it shows the colors. I showed, you know, like where I put the colors in the crease or in the outer V, inner V. So this is one of my most, I'd say something that took a little bit of time. But how I'm getting these colors, I'm literally just pulling them from your website. So I just go and I'm trying to get this out of the way because it's in my way. So I literally just click on shop and I go to whatever category that I need, whether it be eyes or face or tools. And I just, you know, right click on the image and I save it to my desktop. So then once you do that, you go to Canva and you're just going to create a new design. And I usually do either presentation, social graphic, sometimes poster, or, I mean, they have tons of different options, right? You can see. I'm going to show you one that I've been working on, and I actually used this particular layout, which is infographic. So another thing that I like to do is I like to go to Pinterest, and I will go and find different things that I can copy. So gosh, I got too many things open. So I will go to, let's say, Pinterest, and I already pulled an example up. So this is the one that we are going to recreate, right? And you want to recreate it, obviously, for, you want to uniqueify it, or whatever company that you work for, you want to take that into consideration when you're creating these graphics. So obviously we don't have, in my company, we don't have all of these products. We have pretty much all of them except for like the smudge brush. And the all over eyeshadow brush is like a deluxe brush. So you want to make this sort of your company, whatever you do. Like I said, I'm going to use examples of unique because that's what I do and that's what I design. So, so with Canva, I've already got it started so you can see what I've got going. I don't know how to hide this. Is there a way to hide that? There we go. What about this one? These are always in my way. Okay. So I'm going to all of my designs here. And as you can see, I've already started it because if I showed you how to do this, it would take forever. This literally did take me a couple hours. But I'm meticulous. And of course, you know, I want to have it right and all this stuff. So this is the infographic layout that I used. And I took all of the pictures from the website, except for this this blending bud. I just Googled an image for that. So I didn't really have to, that's not on our site. It wasn't a single blending bud on our site. So I Googled an image. And the images you want to look for when you're Googling is PNG, not JPEG, not bitmap, not, what's the other one? You want P as in Paul, N as in Nancy, G as in George, PNG. So when I'm looking for images, and I'll show you in a little bit, like when I'm creating a logo or something, and I want an image to go with it, I look and I Google clip art, PNG, makeup, clip art, PNG, whatever. Or you could just do PNG and whatever you're looking for. And that way it'll come up. And what that does is it means it's got a translucent background. So you don't have any, you know, white box behind it or anything like that. It's basically Photoshopped, basically, and you're just getting the image itself. So I've created this. I'm going to do the last one. I kept the picture up so I can reference it, what they're saying, right? So that way I can see. I'm going to zoom in here. Maybe not that much. Okay, so you can see all the wording, and that's basically what I'm taking. I'm just using our images and our brushes, our brush pictures. So the last one I have to do is the blending brush. So that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to put that away. Okay, so I have uploads is right here. This is where you're going to upload all your images from your computer. Okay, this is where all my images are. And I would just click on one and upload it. I've already uploaded the blending brush. It's right here. So what I do, this is from our website, so it is not a PNG. As you can tell, there's a background and stuff to it. So you're just going to go up here and you're going to hit crop. And you're just kind of trying to crop it as much as you want. It's on a white background, so it's not that big of a deal, but you just want to make sure you're not overlapping. And then you use this little thing here to turn it. And we're just going to place it kind of where we want it. At an angle, you can keep twisting it to see, and if it's, once this one has a, you can see the background, but the other ones are more translucent. But this one, if I were to move it over, let's say when you crop it and you didn't crop it enough, or it's too big and and it's covering letters like this, all you have to do is click on it, and up here it'll say arrange. Well, it's not letting me. How about the words? We'll do the words. Click on. My computer's slow, sorry. So click on the word box, and I'm going to hit arrange, and I'm going to say forward. So that way it's going to come forward, and it's going to be on top of the image itself. And then you can move the boxes around however you want to display them. It's up to you. Play with it. You can move this around. So this is my last one. If you want more of the brush showing, what I would do is I would tilt it like this, and I would bring more of the brush out. My computer is running really slow with this Zoom going at the same time, so I apologize. And then I just copy and paste. So I've already got my, I've already got the font I want, the size I want, the color I want. So instead of having to redo all of that every time, you just click on the box and you hit copy. And eventually it'll copy. Hopefully. There it goes. And then you just drag it down to where you want it placed. And then you just change it. And this is where this comes into play, where you can keep moving this around so you can create more room for the title, right? And then the line has already been created, so then I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to copy and paste the line. I'm going to try to get that tiny box that it's in. Well, I could copy that box because I got to have another box for the text. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to bring that down. Obviously, it's too wide, right? So all you got to do, you can see that. You see the little dots here? You're just going to bring that in. And that will make it the box smaller. And the font, it will condense the font. And then you're just going to go in here and you're going to type whatever it is. It says, let's see, hold the tip of the handle and swirl in a circular motion. So I'm going to start. And then it says, in your eye crease for a soft blended look. And that's it. And this graphic is done. So when you're done, like, I don't like that right there. Okay. So when this is done, except for the line, Get the line. Come on. Anyway, I will fix that later. I have to move some stuff around. And you could draw these little dots. So you can copy this one. And you can bring it down, make it smaller. However you want to do it. And then you just copy that one and turn it and make it smaller. Okay, and then when you're done and you completed what you wanted, the product that you're looking for. Now this is what that image said that I'm copying, right? So that's what this said at the top. Now you can make it whatever you want. You could say 12 makeup brushes you need and keep it as that. You don't have to put this stuff at the top. You could just keep 12 makeup brushes you need and exactly how to use them. That's how you could title it instead of saying this. Just put that in there, whatever you want. But when you're done, all you're gonna do is you're gonna hit download. And it comes to a PNG. Sometimes it'll go to PDF. So you just wanna make sure that you change it to a PNG when you're done. And then you say download. It'll take a minute. And these are saved on your profile. So that way you can always go back and reference them. You can change them up. You can, you know, take one, cut it and paste it, switch it around to a different picture if you wanted to, whatever. And I just click save as, and you're going to save this to your desktop. And then you can, from your desktop, you can email it to yourself and then save it to your phone and then post it. Or from your desktop, just post it. If you use a laptop, obviously you can just post it from your desktop to Facebook or to whatever group you want to use it. I use stuff like this and I create stuff like this for like Tip Tuesdays. It tends to be very helpful, especially if you're using your product, right? So that's kind of how you use Canva. I believe there is a fee for Canva. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's how I use Canva for creating more professional looking images. Like I said, I have a bunch and I really just kind of cut and paste. I save a lot of images and then I use those, I upload them. As far as products or my picture, you can change it around. Flawless 4, instead of conceal and reveal, change it to the flawless bundle or the flawless trio. It's up to you. So hopefully that was helpful with that. See, that's how I made this logo for this event, is right here. Googled the images and the icons and the apps, logos, whatever, and I put them on in here. And it wasn't my most professional by any means, but it was quick and straight to the point. So you can make Facebook covers if you want to make your own Facebook cover. That's a good one. You can put your own image on there. You put a quote, put your logo, whatever you want. So any questions on that before I move on to how to create a logo? I guess I should pull this up to see if I have any questions. Or it's not going to let me. That's cool too. Okay. So I'm sorry if there's questions. I can't see it all of a sudden, but I'll get to them at the end. Talking about logos. So I use PicMonkey. This one, there is a fee. And it's quarterly, I believe. It's $30 quarterly. But again, it's a write-off. And if you use it all the time like I do, then it's worth it. So this is how I create my logos, or how I've created logos for friends. Again, you're just going to go to design. You can do Facebook covers on this one. You can do collages. There's quite a bit of things you can do on this one as well, which is really, really nice. It might be slow because I've got so much open. So for canvas color, this is huge. If you're looking for a transparent logo, a logo transparent meaning that it can be used for your Facebook Live feeds. You can upload it to Facebook Live or the program to use on your Facebook Lives. And that's it. I have a different video I can show you. If you don't know how to do that, I won't go into that. But a logo for your graphics when you're using them to, you know, when you're showing something, especially if it's a before and after, or if it's a look and someone shares that, you want credit for that. You want to be able to make sure that, you know, not that people can't use it, but if it gets to go viral, because what happened to me is I had one of my images go viral back when the cream shadows were huge and just coming out, and it went viral and I didn't have my logo on it. So nobody knew it was me. I know it, you know, could give credit, whatever. And it's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of is a big deal, I think, too. So you want to do transparent canvas, okay? This is where you're going to get that transparent background for the logo. Hit apply. And then the first thing you can either do is find an image. And so you can go to, like I said, you can go to, so you just go, let's do lit PNG. Search lit PNG. You're going to go to images and look at all these. Look at all these. You can just hover over them too and make sure that they're PNG because it shows PNG. Okay. Let's just pick one for fun here. A decent one. This is good. Let's pick this one. PNG also, you'll see the checkered background behind it. So you'll see that, well, that one said it was a PNG. Is it not a PNG? Let's see. Yeah, it's PNG. For some reason, it's not showing the checkered background, but usually it has a checkered background to show the PNG. So we're going to save it to the desktop. Okay, go back to edit. And I'm going to...
Hello?
Hello?
We can't see what you're doing.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, all we see is the Zoom screen. But we cannot see what you're doing. Several people have sent you a chat.
Let me see if I can get back to my chat.
Apparently you can't see that.
Okay. Let me see why it's not showing. Oh, maybe because. So you just see that.
Okay, so you were talking about creating the logo, but we had no idea where you went.
Yeah, I had to go to Microsoft Edge instead of Internet Explorer, so I'm wondering if that's why. Because Zoom is on Internet Explorer. Let me see if I can get PicMonkey on. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if this will work. Okay. Okay. Let's see if it'll work this time.
Yeah,
so free trial, or you can log in. Now you can see that? Okay. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. All right. So I will see if I can log in really quick. Oh. So I purchased it because I use it a lot. So I don't know why that's there. Usually it just has a blank page. Okay, so I go to design, and this will bring you to, like I said, you can do collages, you can do Facebook, you can do different sizes of things when you want to create something. I usually just say design my own, and this is where it comes up to a white box, but you want to make sure you hit transparent canvas and hit apply, and this will give you that transparent background for logos. So I Googled makeup. You could do, let's see, makeup PNG. Go to images. And you can pick whatever you want. So obviously whatever your business is, you can pick whatever PNG that you find represents if you're trying to brand yourself and you want to do a logo, like these little makeup swatches are really, really pretty. I just did lips just because that's easy. But you would save it to your desktop, and then you would pull up this little butterfly right here. Is called an overlay. So you're going to click that, and you're going to add your own. So these are other ones that are obviously you can use, but when you add your own, you are going to grab, see, there's some that I made, the lips. That one didn't save as a PNG, bummer. You'll get that too. Sometimes it'll say it's a PNG and it doesn't save. Like this one says a PNG, but it didn't save as a PNG. So let's do this one. Maybe. There we go. So definitely when you see the checkered background, that is a PNG, and you'll know that you can save that. I just save whatever title comes up. I don't rename it. You can rename it if you want. Okay, let's try this. Delete. Why aren't you deleting? Delete. There we go. Add your own computer and pull that up. Put that there. And then here's where you can fade it if you don't want the colors to be super bright, because you're obviously going to put your name or your website or whatever. There's different logos I make depending on what I'm using it for. So I make one logo that just has like Beauty by Alana. I have another logo that has beautybyalana.com. I also have Alana Robinson just as my initials. So it just kind of depends on what you're branding yourself as. I have some that is the Beauty Squad, which is my team name. You're just going to hit text. And you're going to add text. And then this is where you can put whatever you want. Now, it's a little different. If you want like beauty to be a different font than the rest of it, then you'll have to do two different text boxes. You'll have to do a text box for beauty, change the font to what you want, and then you'll have to do a box for the rest of it. You can change the size. If it's too big for the box, all you got to do is just move it out like this until it fits. You can move the graphic around, change the font, obviously. If you want a different font, that's fun. They have different categories, obviously. If you want something that's more cursive, if you want something that's funky, you can go whatever. I always stick with pretty much the same ones. Like Play Ball or Parasine. Mission Script is pretty. We'll just do that just for fun. And you could just put that over there. And then when you're done, you can go to export. This is what I like about this one is when you get to export, you'll get an idea of what it looks like. So that way you can, before you save it, you can make edits. You can bring the font down. You can fade the colors a little bit more if you want to. Change the font if you don't like it. And once you hit export, it's just going to have you title it, and then you'll save it and export it to your computer. If you don't like it, just hit the arrow back button and then, keep messing around with it until you're happy with it. So the butterfly is the main one that I use. That's called an overlay. You text, and then if you want to edit a picture, you can actually edit pictures on here. If you want to do something besides logos, you can add, upload a picture, and then you can do fun things like adding sunbursts or, adding some cool, unique colors, which is pretty cool. It's basically like filters. What this little thing right here is, they call it effects, but it's really just filters. So you can crop, you can rotate, exposure, color, sharpen, resize. This is if you want to take it to a whole different area and keep editing. You can do backgrounds or certain things for backgrounds. So it's kind of fun. Even more if you want to do, you know, add some background like that, or you can do, ooh, that's pretty sparkles. So play around with it. This is one of my favorite backgrounds. Obviously not for logos, but if I was doing a graphic of some sort, I love this type of background. And then you just add an overlay, which would be your picture or a product. Pretty much anything you can add over this. You can just save it, apply it to save, and then, like, you know, you can do whatever you want. Put whatever you want on there, and then just export it. So those are the two main websites I use from a laptop or computer. Again, I think Canva has an app for it. I just find it harder to use the app versus online. I can do it quicker online. One, a mouse being easier to use, and it's quicker than the app itself. So, any questions on PicMonkey or Canva? Or how to search PNGs? Chat. You know, Canva took me a while to really get used to. But now that I know, like, the basics of it and how to overlay and how to import and type and create, I love it, and I probably use it every day. So I would really just suggest, if you want to do a one-on-one, I'd be happy to walk through it. Yeah, the app is not user friendly. I will say that. I will say Canva's app is not user friendly. And I have it on my phone, but I always use a laptop. So I recommend, if you are going to do Canva, definitely your user experience will be better online for sure. But if anybody wants more training on a certain particular program one-on-one, I'm happy to do that as well. But I'm going to try to see if I can close this out. Do y'all see my desktop before I even? Okay, so if you can see my desktop, then great. Okay, let me pull back up Zoom then. Maybe. Okay. Let me see if I can do new share. And I really just want desktop. Okay. Y'all see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to show you my camera or my phone using the camera, but I can't pull up. This Zoom stuff is still very new to me, so I apologize. I'm trying to find the camera, the actual meeting. Back to meeting, is that right? Show larger. Back to meeting, why is this not going? There's that. Can I make it bigger? Maybe. Oh, my Lanta, why isn't it full screen? All right. Can you all see that? I'm going to try flipping it around so there's no glare. Ugh. Use my mirror, see if y'all can see that. Okay. Sorry if my ring light's being obnoxious. Okay, so you all can see my phone? Hopefully. I can't see my chat box anymore. So the main stuff that I use on my phone for photography is, this one's pretty basic. It's Diptic, D-I-P-T-I-C. This is how you do collages. The main question I get on this one.
Can anybody else see that?
Can you guys see that?
I I see your screen with your lovely family.
You don't see my camera? Dang it. You don't see me either, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Double click on her tile. Oh yeah, you might have to have me in view.
So I see you now.
You see me now? Okay. Okay, so you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that info. So I'm trying to make sure my ring light doesn't glare. So Diptic is the most common app. It's just a bunch of different like collages, right? So you can do fancy, you can do jumbo if you want multiple images. The main one that I use is the classic, and it's just the side by side, as you can see. I did this tonight just for fun, so I'd have something fresh. But a lot of people don't like the frame itself, and so people will ask, like, how do you get rid of that? All you do is go to borders down here and just move that little thing over so you have no more border. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. So you still sort of have a line there, but you don't have that frame anymore, which is what a lot of people don't like. They want to have it, you know, sort of fade into each other. The other thing you can do is, let me see if I can get better pictures. So if you tap on the picture, I didn't take angle ones. Let me see if I can get an angle one. Hold on. The best part is getting an angle so I can show you. So if you have two similar pictures, I usually take one with the eyes open, one without eyes closed, okay? And all you do to add a picture is you just double tap and it pulls up your pictures, okay? Once you have that and the frame is gone, to do it sort of a side-by-side picture, all you're gonna do, let's see if I can do this, is you're going to touch a picture and you're gonna, oops, get out of there, hit flip, and you're just gonna hit the flip button so they sort of mirror each other. And this is how you create a mirrored image. And then I just make it bigger so they kind of match, like the ear to ear, and they kind of fade so that, oops, so that line goes away. Does that make sense? So that way the ears are matching, the hair kind of matches, and it kind of fades away that line from the frame. And it's obviously better if you have two different pictures so you can, you know, obviously see a difference. But that's how you kind of get a mirrored image. And then you just hit publish. And I hit normal, gives you options. I just hit publish in normal, and then I hit save. And it will save to your obviously to your photo album. So now after I'm done with Diptic and I have what image I want or collage I want, I will go back to my next app that I use all the time. A lot of people love WordSwag. I can't get like the fonts and things like that with WordSwag like I can with Photofy, so it's more of a preference thing, but WordSwag is another great one. But I use Photofy, which looks like this. And this is where I use my logo. So that logo you created using PicMonkey or whatever app that you use to create your logo, this is how I upload that logo and put it on my pictures. So this, you do have to pay for this if you want to upload your logo. Otherwise it's free and you can use it free. But if you want to upload that logo you created, you do need to buy the premium package. Sorry, you might hear my child screaming because he does not want bath. It's like pure torture. Apologize. So you'll go up here, you'll hit camera roll. Again, you'll pull up all your pictures. So you'll pick the one that you just did. And then you hit continue. Okay. So there it is. Whatever. If it's a longer picture or a wider picture, all you got to do is hit this tab, hit this right here, ratio, and pick original. Okay. That's it. And then go back to add text and overlays. Okay. So overlays, they give you artwork, they give you stickers, text, You can also add filters if you want to with this, but this is where you'll see add logo, okay? The reason you want it PNG is because you're just gonna go add logo, and you're gonna go to your camera roll, and you're gonna pick your new logo, whichever one you created. See if I can find one. It's been a while. So let's see, I created that one. Pretty simple, my initials, my name. It's gonna upload it for you. And then every time that you wanna put it on a picture, you just pick which logo you want. Like obviously I have multiples. So I'm just gonna pick, I just created this fun one the other day. You can make it as big or as small as you want. You're just branding yourself. And then you're just, if you're done, you just hit apply and then save, or apply and done. But you can also add text boxes if you want text boxes. And this is where you can add multiple text boxes with different text, or not text, but different fonts, sorry. So that way you can get like one bold sentence, one cursive sentence, if you want to really mix it up and make it unique, which is really cool. Is you can just do that by adding multiple text boxes and picking your font. You can put shadows behind your words. You can do stickers, custom artwork. They have like fun little things like that you can put on there. You can do, let's see, stickers. Those are just stickers. You can search categories. Some are free, some are not. You can buy different packages that are different categories if you want that. So that's how I put a logo on my images. And I use that every day. Photofy app. I have paid for it and then some multiple times over because I use it all the time. So again, word swag, if you want to use that, you can definitely do that as well. Totally fine. If you're familiar with that, but that's how I do the logo. Because I don't know another app to do logos on as far as uploading a logo to your graphics. I don't know if anybody else knows of an app that you can use as a logo, then let me know. I would love to know that. But this is one I use. Oh, I'm glad. Thanks, Dee Dee. I'm glad it's helping. The other app that I use a lot, this is a quick app and I only use it for one thing. Let me get that out of that. I use Facetune right there. And the only thing I use this for, correct. I do create it in PicMonkey and load it to Photofy. Yes. So I create it in PicMonkey on my desktop and then I will email it to myself. And then I save it to my phone from my email and then I upload it to Photofy. Yes. So Facetune, the only thing I use it for, and I'll be honest, is for blurring backgrounds. I'm sure it does a lot more, but I don't like to tune my pictures. I don't like to, make them look not like me. So the only thing I do is I will open a photo and I will pick, let's just pick that one that I picked today. And if you just want to blur out the background so it's fuzzy, so that way you get focus on you, all you're going to do, excuse me, is get out of there. Is you're going to hit the little defocus button. It looks like a camera lens. And you're going to hit blur. See that blur? And all you do really, honestly, is you just take your finger and you blur out everything around you. And it just defocuses it. Defocuses it. Can't talk. That way, it just blurs out the background so it focuses more on you than what's behind you, because you want to draw attention to you and not what's behind you. Especially if you have a dirty table or kids or whatever. That is all I use Facetune for. I know there's probably a lot more you can do with it, but again, I don't like to edit my photos and take away from, I don't like to put filters and stuff. So that's Facetune. The last app I'm going to show you before Viva Video, which is the most intense, so that's why I saved it for last, is going to be Knockout. And I just discovered this one. It looks like that. let me go back to the, so it looks like this. I'm not a Photoshop person. I don't know how to use Photoshop. It's not my thing. I would love to, but I don't. So this is my, like, instead of Photoshop, it's Knockout. So you gotta get through all this. Obviously you can pay for premium, whatever, if you want. So you just go to cutout right there. And then I hit album because you're gonna pull up a picture. And I took some fun ones, just like that, right? You just, whatever you want to do. And then you hit the check button at the corner and it's ready to go. So all you literally do is draw around it what you want to keep. And I'm doing this without seeing, so we'll see what it looks like. And it will cut out. Maybe. There you go. So obviously I cut my whole self out, which is okay, because then you just go to the recover down here and you can take that and little eraser and it shows you all the stuff you can recover. See that blue dot? You just start recovering whatever you want, whatever you accidentally erased and didn't mean to. So let me just quickly do that so you can see. I really cut out a bunch myself, didn't I? But that's what you get when you can't see what you're doing. All right, so I am just recovering this. Okay. And if you recovered too much, again, you just take the eraser and you can delete. Okay. So once you've recovered everything and you have your silhouette or whatever you want to be as a erase the background, you just hit the next button, arrow button at the top, and you hit the next button again, and then you'll see the difference, right? You'll see what it went from to what you did. If you like it, it's never going to be perfect. You just hit album and it saves it to your phone. So why do you do this? I don't know if you follow Jessica Stamper or anybody else and you see someone has like a silhouette of her picture and of themselves, and there's like products floating and then there's a background and it's obviously been photoshopped. The person or the product has been photoshopped, right? That's how I do that. And then from there, I'll pull up another app that I use is PicCollage. So I'll pull up PicCollage, another collage app, but the only reason why I use this is because you can do freestyle and you can pull up photos, okay? And I just search for random pretty wallpaper. You just hit that, okay? And hit one, and then it pulls it up. So then you just fit it to fit your square. And then you hit the photo button again, and this is where you'll pull your random silhouette of yourself. Oops. Unless you pull the wrong one. I did a bad job cutting myself out. But as you can see, now it's the background. And then this is where you can add pictures of palettes or products, or if you want to act like you're holding a bag, if you just want to say thank you, if you're blowing a kiss, whatever it is, this is how you would do that. You would go and you create cutouts of everything, save it to your phone, and then just upload it and overlay it on a background. And then you can add text to it. There's an option to add text. And then you've created a fun little graphic with yourself in a cutout, like you've just photoshopped yourself, but without Photoshop and not having to know all the crazy Photoshop rules and techniques and all of that. So I don't know if that was helpful. It's not going to save like that. It's not going to have that box. Like if you click done and you save to library, and then you go back to your library of photos, that's what it looks like. So you'll see a box, but the box won't be there. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. So a lot of these apps I do together. Like I use them all together. I'll use one and then I'll use the next one, and they kind of build on each other for different purposes. But that's my most recent one, was cut out or knockout, and cutting out images to put for fun, making it more unique and different other than just a graphic of a picture with writing over it. This kind of steps up the game a little bit. And let's see what time it is. 10 minutes. Okay. So Viva Video is my last one. This is for editing and creating videos. This one took me a little bit longer to play with, but now that I know, it's super easy. There's two ways to use this app. You can capture and start filming, right? Just push the button, start filming. And with this, you can just film, don't stop, just keep going and edit it and split it and do that way. Or you can basically create your own frames by finishing something and then stop it and then do another frame, stop it. I personally like to just go. I like to just run with whatever I'm doing, whatever my video is about. I like to just do the whole thing in one without stopping, because then I lose my flow and my energy. So I do the whole thing and then I go back and edit it. I'm going to pull one up that I've worked on. Okay. So this is the setting powder one that I've done just recently. I was going to make a brand new one and show you how to edit it, but I was like, that's going to take too long. So I'll just show you the basics of Viva Video. So once your video is complete, you'll go to the editing part. The main things you want to use is clip edit right here. And this is where, see, I have different frames because I've split it up. So it was one long video that I've split up into frames. I've cut and pasted what, excuse me, I like and don't like. What I like and don't like from the video. And how you do that is by trim and split. So split is where you're going to put, it's going to show you, right? And you just move this little marker where you want to split that video. Okay, once you want to split it and you know the right spot, then you hit the check mark and that will create a separate frame. So I just splice and dice using that split. If something is too long, that's when you hit trim, and then you can trim on either end in the beginning or the end of the frame. And that's how you would trim that video or that particular video or frame. The other thing I use is speed. This little icon right here says speed. So each frame you can speed up or slow down. And that's how, like, if someone's talking really fast and they're doing their thing and it's really funny, that's how they control that. Or if you're applying a full look and you're like, this is going to take 30 minutes, but you don't want it to take 30 minutes because you want your videos 3 minutes or less, this is how you'd speed it up. So you just go and you just bring it all the way to the end, and it's going to show you how fast it is. Now, if that's too fast, bring it to 3. And if that's still too fast, then bring it to 2. 1 is a standard. If you're doing something funny and you want slow motion, bring it all the way to the end. So this is where you can play with that timing, which is really fun. If you want everything to be the same, you would hit the select button and it brings up all your frames. You hit select all, and then you just hit if you want them all to blur off, blur on, etc. So you can do them if you want to do them one by one. The other thing that I do, obviously, I have 2 dogs, I have a child, and if you want to put music over it, but you don't want background noise, you want to just make sure that on your frame, you hit mute on the frame. It will tell you if it's on or off. And that way you don't get the background noise, and you can just put, even if you put music over it, that background noise is still going to be there, and if it's loud enough, you'll hear it. So if you have screaming kids or dogs or anything like that, that's how you get rid of it. Block them out. The last thing is the blur on and off, this little thing right here. That is where you'll see at the end of the video, see if I can, where it will get to this frame right here, and it will blur on or blur off. So let's see if it Basically what it means is like the image will start like really close up and then fade to far away. I like to have the blur off. That way it just is the image and people aren't missing anything at the very end. Otherwise it fades, and sometimes the fade is longer than what the graphic, how wide the graphic is, and you don't get to always see the graphic, what it entails. So I always do blur off. That's what that means. The last thing, the most basic other thing is transition. And this is where you can pick a different transition between, sorry, dry mouth, different transition between frames. So how it goes, I usually use burning is the one that I usually use. And it just shows you how it goes from one frame to the other. So it kind of just fades into one. Instead of choppy, that's how you can transition from one frame to the other. Some of them are fun, like you can do, let's do blind, like this one. See how it has little lines. You can do circle. You can try different ones. So that's how you transition and do that on a video. The last thing I use, the last two things I use on this is going to be music or three things, I apologize. Music, like little FX, and sound, so voiceovers. Music, you can do music for the whole video, or you can split up music for different parts. Excuse me. Oops, go back. So multi-music is right here if you want to add different songs in different parts of your video. And then the regular music is right there if you just want to pick one song for the entire video. And then next thing under edit is FX, which is where you see that little thing, that little exploding cloud. You hit the FX button and you can add random, just whatever. There's not many, but they're still kind of fun, like blowing up if you want to make a big explosion. And that's where you enter those, is under FX. And then the last thing is sound. So that sound microphone right there, that's there you hold it down, and that's where you do the voiceovers for your videos. So if you just want to do the video and then talk over it, because sometimes that's easier. Sometimes I lose my train of thought when I'm doing a video and I have to start over or whatever. So sometimes when I will do the voiceover, that way I can erase the voiceover, I can get it right, but the video stays the same. So that also is very helpful. The only thing with the sound is if you mess up, you have to delete the whole sound and start over. You can't trim the sound, which kind of stinks, but it's still better than trying to do a whole video over again. So yes, Dee Dee, you can do voiceover on this. Yep. And then once you do voiceover, so what I would do if you want to do voiceover and speed it up, do the voiceover first and then speed it up. Because if you speed it up and have it going fast and then you do the voiceover, it's not going to match. So that's one thing I would recommend, is do the speeding up in the part of either how fast or slow you want it. Do that very last. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it was actually something you didn't know before. Those are all simple things that I've been using, and in regards to just finding new ways to spice up posts, because sometimes they get overwhelmingly monotonous. Anybody have any questions about any of the apps or programs? I think I covered everything. Super dry mouth. I capped it at an hour. I'm so excited. So this is recorded, so I will post it, so you can feel free to share it with your teams or other friends. And if you have any questions that you think of as you're playing with these apps, or if you start getting involved and messing around with them and you're still not quite sure about something, feel free to message me privately or reach out to me at any time. I'd be happy to help you. And I thank you so much for your time, you guys, and joining me this evening. And I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.